He crossed the threshold.
Trying to recapture past glories is a dangerous pursuit. Just because something worked for an audience 20 years ago doesn't mean it's going to play to modern tastes. However, that hasn't stopped Disney from taking another run at its beloved platformer Castle of Illusion. Originally released on consoles earlier this year, Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse draws inspiration from the 2D Mega Drive classic. Instead of a direct remake, however, this digital download is an all-new experience, featuring fresh visuals, 3D platforming sections, and 7 chapters filled with surreal enemies and challenging bosses. As a fan of the original, it's very easy to get swept away on a wave of calculated nostalgia. The controls are very basic. Simply drag your left thumb back and forth to maneuver Mickey around the screen, and tap your right thumb to jump. Enemies are dispatched by hopping on their heads, and can also be used as springboards to reach higher objects and platforms. While perfectly adequate for navigating the often punishing environments, the touch response does feel a little spongy. It's also very easy to miss the tiny attack button, and leap foolishly into oncoming danger when you're meant to throw an apple. The 3-act levels are relatively short, but contain a few portals and minigames which make them worth repeating. Though the entire game can be bested in a couple of hours, we got held up by some of the boss battles, several of which were far more difficult to beat with a touchscreen than they were with a controller. Castle of Illusion does a great job of bringing Mickey's madcap fantasy into the third dimension. Each of the differently themed levels are rich in detail and have distinct personalities. However, while the platforming is fine, you don't feel as sure-footed as you'd like using the touchscreen controls. It's not a disappointing effort, and it's a perfectly entertaining way to spend a couple of lunch breaks. But though the illusion may be enchanting, it doesn't feel entirely convincing to the touch. This has been James with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.